Hello and welcome to this late morning taste challenge. I have two 40% alcohol, non-age stated Canadian blended whiskeys. Hold on, let me see what the kitten, the notorious kitten, is up to. She's being quiet, which is actually more worrisome than when she's loud. She gets quiet, then I really worry she's going after something, tearing something up. All right. Here is the tan bag with the purple crown. This is the special reserve or reserve. Introduced in 1991, no age statement. It was replaced in 2024 with a new 12-year age reserve. Okay, so there it is. Crown Royal Reserve runs about $40 to $45, somewhere in that range. I found it for I think $41.99. Blended Canadian whiskey. It's sort of like a special edition Crown Royal, much more expensive. But if you notice, the cap says, let me turn it correctly. The cap says Crown Royal Special Reserve. See that? Trying to get it to focus. Yeah, there it goes. It focused. Crown Royal. So they never changed the cap, although later on they stopped calling it Special Reserve and just Reserve. Really great product. I have enough left for one more challenge after this, I do believe, and that's going to be the end of it. Too bad, because but I have the 12-year ready to go, so it might be even better. Now, Distillers, Master Distiller Selection introduced in 2025 from Collingwood Distillery in Ontario, real cork, real wooden cap. Bottled in Kentucky by I.W.A. Distilling Company Limited for Walmart, I think. I'm pretty sure it's a Walmart private label brand. I can't say that definitively, but I think it is. Put the bag up there. Appearance, close. I think the Master Distiller is a little lighter, and I think the Crown Royal Special Reserve is a little darker. I noticed that when they came out with the 12-year age, the price jumped a little bit, but it didn't jump too much. And I think I actually only paid $1 more, extra $1. Let me go do one little thing. I got to do one little thing. Actually, I'm baking something in the oven, and I wanted to put it on a different setting, but I decided not to because I'm afraid I'm going to burn it. So I'm not going to touch it. All right. So you figure in, right? You're like me, you're figuring, well, this one is $41 or more, $42 or more. This one's not even $15. Shouldn't be that close of a contest, right? On the other hand, sometimes you can get tricked by these things. Okay, screen share real fast. Here's Crown Royal Reserve. It's under their listing of retired whiskeys. Our master blender hand selected, past tense, less than one of our exceptionally aged whiskeys, creating a blend that is aged longer than most for the perfect balance of flavor and depth. So, but they don't say how long. And then there's tasting notes. There's some other, well, I know the XO is not discontinued. All right, anyway, nice looking bottle, ain't it? Master Distillers selection. There's the brewmaster, Danny Kahn. They say it is perfect for sipping neat, enjoying over ice, or mixing into classic cocktails. Basically, they're saying it's a perfect whiskey. Perfect. All right. Smells like grain. You know what whiskey smells like? Grains. It's what it is. It's fermented grains that are then distilled and then aged. Yeah, same. This one over here, it seems to have a little bit more aroma. Let's go with the taste. Cheers. Rich, honey, sugar, oak barrel, medium body, smooth, dry finish. A little bite from the wood though, but yeah, good stuff. Let's go over here. Smoother, more pronounced wood, medium body. Once again, dry finish, more depth, more character. This must be the reserve. I don't know that yet. Wow, look who arrived. Look who has arrived. Crybaby. You want to go look out the window? You were running after your little ball, but you got tired. You got bored with that, huh? So another second sip. Get away from those. I think she's going to try to tear down those Venetian blinds. It took a lot of effort to put those up. Here, you want to play with this bag? It's a Crown Royal bag. Look. But it's not. All right. Tell you what, this is tough. And you would think, oh, you're nuts. $14.96 for Master Distillers, $42 or higher for Crown Royal Special Reserve, and you can't get it off the rip. The answer is I cannot get it off the rip. Thank you. All right. Now I'm going to go set that. I'm going to go set that food. And I'm just about finished, so I know it's not going to burn, you see. All right. That's got to be the Crown Royal Reserve. It's got more delicate character. Watching me be wrong. Oh, what is the world coming to? I got a kitten. Oh, you want your ink pen? Wait a minute. I think that's the ink pen that works. No. You lost the ink pen that still works. Here. Look, it's right there. Give her cat toys. Don't want the toys. Wants to play with an ink pen. Ballpoint pen. Much more exciting than a toy. All right. I don't know what to say. I got it wrong, but I'm sorry, Crown Royal. I guess y'all not gonna send me anything anymore. Well, actually, they never sent me anything to start with. I'm just kidding. But they definitely ain't going to now. But no money. But anyway, you could tell during the video I was having trouble. I was like, oh, I think it's this, I think it's that, and I was having a little trouble. So do you always get a better product when you pay way more? Well, that's what some people will say. You get what you pay for and so forth. But I just did a blind taste test. I can't say, oh, the kitten was distracting me. I mean, she was to an extent, but not really that bad. Could say something like I couldn't tell them apart, which would be more accurate. So I don't know, man. Walmart, you guys keep using these Jedi mind tricks on everybody because you put out something for $14.96 and we figure it's going to be trash, but then it's never trash. I know what you're thinking. You're a corporate shill, ain't I? No, but if I had $1 for everything Walmart gave me for free, I would have, you got it, nothing. But I'm not asking for anything free. I just like to go shopping over there when it's around 6:30 in the morning or earlier because it's not too crowded at all. And I can find what I want. Hey, get away. I can find what I want and I can check out very quickly. Like I did this morning. Got in, got my stuff, and got out. And it was no problem. All right, y'all take care. Sorry I got it wrong. I don't know what to say. It's kind of embarrassing. Now, the last one I have, because I think I've covered all the Canadian whiskey. I might have overlooked something, but I don't think I did. The last one I have, Crown Royal Bourbon Mash. And some of y'all know about Bourbon Mash. Later renamed Blender's Mash. But it originally came out as Bourbon Mash in 2018, but it might have been late 2017 in some markets, but I'm pretty sure it was 2018 everywhere. But because I remember when it came out. What they did was they made a bourbon in Canada, but of course you can't sell bourbon if it's not made in the United States. You can't call it bourbon. So they made it exactly like a bourbon is made. But all they did was they call it Bourbon Mash, not bourbon. They call it Crown Royal Bourbon Mash. And the U.S. government was like, yeah, that's all right. You're not claiming it's bourbon. You're just using a bourbon mash bill. And then all the bourbon companies were like, no, they're going to hurt our sales. They're causing trouble. It's terrible. So the U.S. government was like, oh, yeah, we changed our mind. You can't call it bourbon. Can't call it bourbon mash. They're like, what? You approved it. They're like, oh, yeah, well, you can't do it. So they flipped the name to Blender's Mash, which is a much more confusing name. And then about 2 years ago, they got rid of it, which was a shame because it was really good. It is really good. I have a little bit left. Why are you fixated on these Venetian blinds? Come here. Go take a nap. She was sleeping, sound asleep. And I got up to do this, and then she got awake, and it was craziness galore. All right, we all take care. Cheers to Master Distillers, because you. I'm choking. My throat is so dry. You scored a great upset. Biggest upset since the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Minnesota Vikings in 1970 in the Super Bowl. I think that was like a 17.5-point underdog. I think Kansas City was 17.5-point underdog. And then they beat Minnesota. And they didn't just beat them. They beat them bad. I think the final score was like 24-3. Not a good game, but a great upset, especially for people that had money on that. So my father told me, a man at work told him, this is 1969 now, 1970, late 69, early 70. He said a guy at work told him, he said, I bet you $1,000. He said this in front of everybody at work. I bet you $1,000 that Minnesota will never lose to Kansas City. And my father told him, he said, my father is still living. He said, I would take that bet because Kansas City is going to win. But when you lose, you're not going to want to pay because you're going to say that you were just kidding and it wasn't serious. But if I lose, then you're going to try to send a hit squad on me if I don't pay. So my father was like, I ought to take you up on that since you're talking loud in front of everybody at the refinery. But he was like, no, I'm not going to bet you because I know what you're going to do. When you lose, you're not going to want to pay up. And I know people like that. They want to make a bet, but if they lose, they don't want to pay because they were just kidding. If they win, they demand that you pay them, or they hate you and they'll talk bad about you to everybody. See what I know people like this, and I never bet. I never get involved with that kind of idiocy, and my father doesn't either. All right. Well, anyway, so a shocking upset, a monstrous upset, a calamitous upset, but anyway, a real event. The venerable Crown Royal Special Reserve defeated by Master Distillers from I.W.A. Distilling, also known as Sazerac, aka doing business as Buffalo Trace. You say, oh, yeah, that might explain some of it. But it happened. I have to live with it. I got it wrong, but I guess Master Distillers got it right. Thanks, and y'all take care. Bye-bye, everybody.